And we'll see. Just, come on, Mary.
Are there treats?
Banana milk. I'm like...
I'm like, there's no treats. Oh, there is.
Okay, I think that's better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Much better.
I go to edit it, it's just upside down.
Yeah.
I'm like, how?
I'm like, you said it. You said more that way, so I put it upside down.
I turned the tripod upside down.
Mm-hmm.
It's hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah. Anyway, so to recap from last week, we talked briefly about Resident Evil 8 and playing through it. He beat it like a champ. I'm still playing through it like a loser.
Loser.
Yeah. Oh. I did get to the dollhouse section, which I don't think I talked about last time.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, the sisters and Lady D, they were easier than I thought they'd be.
Okay, I felt the same way. I was expecting, because I feel like they used, like, that part of the game as the marketing for it, so I was expecting it to be, like, more involved. I mean, and to be fair, like, compared to the other levels of the game, that level I felt a little bit longer. I don't know if it actually was, but like I just expected those fights and to be harder, and then like being chased by them to be scarier.
Yes, especially the being chased by them. But yeah.
But it wasn't, which is fine. Like it was a different experience. I think there are other scarier parts of the game.
Did you, when Lady D was chasing you in the mansion, did you just go into the Fat Man?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, every time.
Every time I was like, I'm going to go to the shop.
Yeah, every time.
Because she can't follow you. It's a safe room. So I was like...
I would just like see her. She's like, there you are. And I would like, as she was saying, there you are, I was going into the room. She's like, you can't hide. And I was like, I can actually. And here, you can't come in here.
Yeah,
And then it's funny because one time she got really close to me as I was going through the door. So she still tried her move out.
Yeah.
Like her whoosh. But on the door, and then I just hear her footsteps
outside.
Like,
yeah,
like
that was creepy. I was like, oh, she's there.
Yeah, that's creepy.
I was like, is she still gonna be there?
She's like, there you
on
the door. There you are. There you are.
You man thing.
Batman's like, shut the fucking door.
Shut the door, damn it. I'm like, sorry, Duke.
Sorry, I'll buy things from you. Just appease me.
Here's some crystals.
Meth. He's addicted to crystal meth.
Yeah. But
he grinds them up and he's just like, yeah.
The whole game you're actually collecting rocks of crystal meth.
To give to him for his addiction.
You're actually high the whole time.
It checks out. We're like, whoa. That's why you can stick your hand back on. It's just like, yeah.
It's not actually back on. You just think it is.
Yeah. I remember at that part when she cut his hand off, I was like, he's just going to reassemble that, isn't he? And he's just like, what? I was like, yeah, he's like, when he did this motion, I was like, is he peppering it?
Yeah, right.
He's like,
classic chem fluid cocktail.
Yeah, right.
Heals anything.
Yeah, heals anything. But I thought that was really funny, like when you could just hide from her, which is like so easy to hide from her.
Right. They really set that up to be easy.
But in the dollhouse, I see that there are lockers that you can get into, and I'm not excited about that. That scares me. I'm not excited.
The thing about that level is, and again, like I won't spoil anything, the setup of it is very clear what is going to happen. So like,
I feel like you're gonna be chased by something. It's gonna be like lights out, like little dolls, and they're gonna be like, and you have to like
just like that,
just like
in the dark.
It's like that's how I run. But no, the second that I saw that in the dollhouse, I was like, it's brought me back to Outlast.
Yep.
You know, other games that at that point, when it got to that point in the game, I was like, well, I'm not playing.
Yep. I will say that
scary.
level felt very Outlasty to me. Sorry, I'm just trying to not spoil anything.
Yeah. No, I love this psychological.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. Like, psychological horror is my favorite kind of horror.
Yeah. That's what I love so much about that level is I think not only were the puzzles really well designed, but I think like you know what to expect, you just don't know when it's going to happen, and that's based on how they designed that level, and I think that's really smart.
Mm-hmm.
Because the lockers, that was the first thing I noticed, is I was like, oh, every room has a fucking locker and there's nothing in it, and then I was like, oh, I can get inside.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And also, I love when Ethan shuts the door in the locker and he breathes.
He's like
I'm like,
they
can hear you,
right? I think he's always breathing too. Like, do you notice that? Like when you're like walking and running, he's always like,
yes, every time. And if especially during tense moments when the music is low.
Right.
He's breathing harder. He's like,
and I'm like, I can't tell if it's being like realistic because I'm like, well, if I was running everywhere,
yeah.
I would also be like,
also running for your life.
Yeah, like, and scared. I was like, it's realistic, but it's also kind of funny because normally, like, games don't do that kind of, like, stuff.
Yeah.
So it was just more noticeable, and I was just like, this is kind of funny, but also, like...
Also stop breathing.
Right, but also, like...
And by stop breathing, I mean just die.
Yeah, just die already.
Yeah.
Man thing.
You man thing. I see you. Over there. You're gonna crawl around.
There you are.
You're gone. She turns around. Where'd you go? That was so fast. I was like, you're slow.
Loser.
It's like, yeah, maybe you're tall, but you're freaking slow.
Can't have both.
So anyway, I got to the part in the dollhouse at the very beginning, I guess, when things start to get a little scary, a little dicey. You get down to the basement.
Yep.
And I'm like, it's giving me like Ring, like vibes. The Ring.
Yeah.
The Ring?
Yeah.
I don't know why when I said The Ring, I thought like Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
I was like,
see, I thought you were spot on because there is a well. I'm like not kidding. There's a well.
Oh.
That you have to.
Okay. Well, yeah. I guess I am.
So that's why I was like, oh yeah, Ring makes sense because that was my first reaction was Ring and then Outlast, especially because in the second Outlast I think is the one where like there's a well and you go into it and then you're like in the classroom. I don't remember if that's how the game actually pans out or if that's the demo I'm thinking of because I played both, but I kind of like I was scared shitless, so I kind of I haven't played Outlast in a couple years, but
yeah, that game's terrifying.
Yeah, but it reminded me of Outlast. That part reminded me of Outlast and like The Ring.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely got Ring vibes. I was like, some little doll
some
thing.
Little bitch comes out of this well.
And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, the hair over the eyes.
I'm like, girl, go to a hair salon.
I just get like clippers out. I'm like, you need some work. Let me do some work. Me not knowing anything about hair, not knowing how to cut hair at all. I'm like, let me do you. Let me do you a favor. It's like a bowl cut.
It's all the way around.
I get a bowl. I'm like, do. What are you gonna get? A bowl cut.
She's like, ah!
She's like, I look like a loser. How am I supposed to kill people when I look like a loser?
I'm like, yeah, now get back in the fucking well.
Yeah, because you look ridiculous.
Yeah, ugly ass. So you solved the doll puzzle?
Yes, that was cool. I really liked that. The mannequin, right? Like
on the table.
Yes. Yeah. That was so cool. Like, well done. Well done, Capcom.
It was funny though, like when you're like stroking the arm.
Yeah. Right here. Yeah. It's like, how did he
like, why is he rubbing it with his fingers?
He has like ESP. He's like,
yeah, he's like, oh,
it's right there.
Because in my head, I was like, this is a little weird. Because I'm like, clearly it's a doll. So I'm like, what are you feeling for? Like, you can just pop the joints off. Ethan,
he's a doctor. Ethan's a doctor.
Ethan's a kinkster.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was definitely into
Definitely a little kinky.
He's like my dead wife.
He's like my dead wife.
Just feels like her skin. Feels like her. I'm like,
Mia.
If that felt like her, she needs a
little
love, a little self-care.
I don't know why I did that.
a little slap on the bottom. She's spanked.
Bad
boy, bad girl.
Got shot. Bad.
Yeah.
You're dead. Oh,
you're dead. Even though she's not dead. She's not dead. And neither is the little girl, the baby in your jar.
No, even though she's in 4 jars, she's not dead.
Yeah, she's not dead.
Or is she?
No, she's not dead.
Or is she?
Nope. I haven't beat it.
Mary, she's in 4 different jars. How could you be alive?
She's not dead.
You're like in the same way you think you put his hand back on.
That's right. In the same way.
Little chem fluid on that baby.
Yeah. He's like, come here, little baby. I'm going to feed you chem fluid. Resuscitates. It's like one of those, those sponges, those dinosaur sponges that you put in the water and it expands.
She's all shriveled up. He's just like chem fluid.
She turns into a woman. She's grown. She's like, wow, I remember when you were just a baby in a jar.
I remember when your legs were in a jar.
That part, that did, I knew it when I picked it up. Like when I picked up after Lady D, so after you beat her, you go and you're in this cathedral. Yeah. Right? And then in the doorway, there's like a little jar and you have to pick it up. Yeah. To go on. And I picked it up and like I looked at it and I was like, oh, this is a baby. Like
you're like, she's in here.
She's in here. And then like when the fat guy was saying it, I was like, oh yeah.
You're like, I already knew.
I already knew.
I made this game.
Did you not know that?
I wonder what it's like to like be a dev and like play a game that you worked on. Cause like cause you know, like you only work on such a like
small part of
contained part. Like I wonder, besides being like, oh, I did that. Like I wonder what it's like to be like, oh, like this is the final thing.
Well, I feel like with most creative people, they always look for the flaws.
Yeah.
So like I would imagine that people that worked on the game, and if they were responsible for one like a part of it, they're gonna look at that and be like, oh, I could have done this, I could have done this, like why did I do this?
Yeah.
And be somewhat proud, be like, wow, okay, that's cool. And then but also probably reads the hate mail or like the hate like troll messages. Like, that's just I'm guessing. Like I have no idea. But I feel like that applies also to like any creative type with like comedy, you know, content creators. I'm sure a lot of content creators just go through their comment section, especially starting off. They're like every comment's like hits like a stone in the heart. Like,
I'm gonna respond to every comment when we start getting followers. I'm just gonna respond to every comment.
Yes, do it. Like do like a full like paragraph or 2 paragraphs.
Like, I'll copy and paste the B movie script.
Yeah.
To every response, they're like this podcast sucks, and I'm like,
what about
not as much as this.
Yeah, what about this movie? A bee dates a woman. Just say that. Is it as bad as a D dating a woman?
Is it as bad as a grown-ass woman fucking a bee? They fucked.
I
mean, probably.
That's fucked.
Not on screen, but I'm like, they definitely fucked.
You know if bees, like, don't, when they get their stinger out, they die? Right? They
Yeah.
die when they get their stinger out.
Right.
So, like, how do you, like...
I don't know.
And then he died.
Maybe you just, like, vibrated up on her.
Oh, my God.
How did I already... It's 14 minutes into the podcast, and I've already...
Let's watch the B movie one time. Add that to the list.
Oh, my God.
We're going to watch the B movie.
My notepad is ready. Watch B movie. Unironically.
Yes.
Watch B movie. I'm not wearing my glasses, so I have no idea what I'm typing.
You're good.
Movie.
It's like...
and enjoy it.
And you better enjoy it. No, but I guess going back to, the dollhouse, the mannequin, all those things. I think I get to this point where, like, it terrifies me to go on.
Yeah.
But I'm going to play this weekend. I tend to like to play games on my first day off.
Yeah.
Or, because one of the days that I'm off, I have to do chores. And, like, adult, boring
Boo!
things. Yeah, like, be a person, like, clean and laundry and all that kind of stuff. But then the other day, I actually get to game and do the stuff I want to do.
Yeah.
That's what it's like working a 40-plus hour...
For that job. I got a job,
money.
baby.
Yeah.
Gonna make that money. How do you think I live in this apartment?
How do you think I live?
I don't.
I'm not alive.
How do you think I afforded this camcorder?
Yeah. This is all from a perspective in the future where I'm...
Rich.
Yeah.
From this.
Yeah. And then like I look back and I'm like, look, little Mary, you're rich now.
Look, remember when you talked about the bee movie? And humans fucking bees?
Now you can buy the rights to the bee movie and delete it from history. And it's like never happened.
Oh my God. I wonder how much it would cost to do that.
I mean, that's what the whole like NFT thing is about, right?
I think so.
Yeah, because somebody bought the Charlie Bit My Finger NFT or the video, and they're deleting it.
I'm going to Google how much is the bee movie IP worth? Let's see. Well, it made $300 million.
What?
The budget was $150 million.
They doubled their what?
It came out in 2007?
How old were you? How old was I?
You're asking me, how old was I? And I'm like, I don't know. How old was I?
Yeah, so I'll go by your age, and then I'll...
I was 14.
Okay.
No. I was 13.
Okay.
Going on 14.
14, going on 15. I was 27. I'm a vampire.
Yeah, you're like, I'm still 27.
Yeah.
The one thing I do miss about PC that Mac doesn't have is like, you know how the PC taskbar, you can click the bottom corner and it minimizes all your windows?
Yeah.
I miss that.
Yeah, that'd be like sucky to...
There's probably some like shortcut that I don't know on Mac where you can do it and it'll minimize everything, but like, you saw me, I just had to close all my windows.
Yeah, that's a long process. If anyone knows, can you please just comment? Be the first to comment.
Yeah.
Something helpful to help us on our journey to becoming a channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which today we're also going to record, I think, one of our short form video ideas, which we haven't decided on yet, but I have a sticky note on my computer with ideas. So
yeah, it'll be nice to do something short, sweet, simple,
concise,
one and done.
Pump and dump.
I go to the bathroom and there's a line outside, and I'm like, all right, I gotta go to the pump and dump. You know what I mean?
Let's go down the street to the pump and dump. We should open a bar and call it Pump and Dump.
Yeah. Pump yourself and dump yourself.
It would be a gym themed bar, like pumping.
Yes.
Pumping iron.
Yes.
And then dumping vomit in the bathroom from doing too many shots.
Yes.
The pump and dump. Or you work out so hard that you throw up. That's the dump.
Yeah, and you have to throw up before you leave, or else you didn't do it.
Yeah.
You didn't do it properly. The I Know Fitness.
Yeah.
You have to throw up every time you work out. Like
I do.
Any kind of workout. Like a sit up.
Oh, I just remembered our sheriff badges.
Oh yeah.
I didn't bring mine.
Next, we gotta get the hats anyway.
Oh wait, I do have mine. Should we put them on?
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
You're so cute. Oh, you made a little sound.
Buddy, look at the camera.
Yeah. You're loved.
You're a star.
This is what's gonna get us views.
Yeah, cat content.
No, you're so cute. Isn't he the cute? Okay, rate 1 to 10 how cute he is. If you don't say 12, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. I really want to take like a silhouette photo of him and then like Photoshop it into a new logo.
Yes.
Like put like make like a digital drawing or something and put like gaming headphones on him and like a microphone. Wouldn't that be so cute?
He's so cute.
Yeah.
Oh, he loves it. He loves the attention.
Okay.
That was adorable.
Anyway.
That was very cute.
The boys are back in town.
The boys in blue. This means we're officially police.
Yeah, so
look out.
Be on your best behavior.
Yeah. Around us. Or else.
Woo! We need to get a working. I ordered us on the last episode a police alarm siren light. But I didn't realize that it only works in cars because you plug it into your cigarette lighter jack thing.
But I love the idea of us just driving around impersonating police officers and then us getting pulled over by the police.
For content!
Yeah, for content. We're like, we're content creators.
Oh my god.
I'm like, can I avoid jail if I put you in my video, if I mention you? Mr. Deputy Dookie? I promise I'll
be a good girl.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm not even hot. I'm just like.
It doesn't even sizzle. You're just like.
I'm like, it's cold.
Oh.
Warm me up, big boy. Is your police car warm? My heat doesn't work.
Can you give me a ride home? We're like in a car.
Yeah.
Can you give me a ride home?
I'm drunk. Like, and then they're like, what?
What?
What are you? I'm
nothing.
Like, nothing. I was acting because I'm a content creator and I want to be an actress. This is a job. He's my manager.
I'm just like passed out in the seat, the driver's seat.
I'm like, this is the hardest he's ever worked. He's exhausted.
I have a White Claw in my
hand. There's like White Claws on the ground.
Yeah, there's like 10. They're all open too, but I haven't drank any of them.
Yeah. And he's like, obviously you're lying. I was like,
I'm not a lion.
You're like, rawr.
Rawr.
He's like, that's enough of this shit. Back in the car, in the clunker. And then he just arrests you, and then he lets me go. He's like, mention me in your video.
You're like, bye, loser.
And I come to get you, like, out. I give you the bail money or whatever.
But you're in, like, a different costume.
Yeah. But I still have my sheriff's badge on. I'm like, all right, I'm here to pick up a suspect. A perp.
That's the one.
That's the one.
I'm like,
I point to
hey, Mary.
I point to someone else.
Yeah, I'm like, Mary, no. I'm right here. It's me.
I'm like, come here. How much money do you think you'd be fined impersonating a police officer?
I feel like it's a really severe penalty. Like, I feel like legally, it's like really bad. Well, Let's do some
Gotta look
research.
up the info. Yeah, I gotta do the research.
Okay.
Or is it like you just spend the night in jail kind of thing? You know, like in those I was about to say movies. Never mind.
Nope.
Can't
don't
say
know.
that.
Law enforcement officer. Is law enforcement officer just a blanket term?
Yeah, right? For anything involved in law.
Anything involved in enforcing law.
Enforcing the law.
Okay, penal code. Penal.
I'm Randy already.
I'm horny. I'm horny, baby. For penal codes.
For penal codes.
Horny for law.
I'm trying to be a law professor.
Okay, penal code 538D PC is the California statute that makes it a crime fraudulently to pretend to be or impersonate a police officer. This may include wearing a police uniform or displaying a fake badge. Oh no!
Oh, no.
Well, these are sheriff's badges.
Yeah, these are from the Wild Wild West.
Yeah, these aren't
obviously
police
not,
badges.
Yeah.
A conviction is a misdemeanor that carries a penalty of up to 1 year in jail and a fine of up to $2,000.
Shit.
Man, I don't even have $2,000.
Yeah, me neither. I'm like, oh, sorry.
Oh my,
can I do some dishes?
Yeah, right. I'm like, can I pay it off in loans? Can I take out a loan? The bank is like, no, you got arrested. We don't trust you.
I'm like, what? Give me your money. I tried to
Give me
rob
that.
the bank.
Give me the fucking money.
They're like, I knew this was gonna happen. I was a convicted criminal, and I'm taking an appointment with
They
him.
pull out a rifle. They're
Yeah.
like, really? And I'm like,
Fine.
fine. I'll take the fine.
I'll take the $20 you're gonna give me. Under the table. Please.
Please, I need it.
Under the table. On this can of Boochcraft apple jasmine, it says independent, organic, uncompromised.
What is the uncompromised?
I don't know, but I read it. I looked at it. And I thought it said uncomfortable. I thought it said independent, organic.
It's like
uncomfortable.
Don't touch me.
Don't touch me. I'm shy. Ooh. Uncompromised.
Meaning,
You can't be compromised.
wow.
So you can't.
That's better than all of our hackers.
That's true.
Our group of hackers.
Yeah.
They're all in the other room.
Yeah, we gotta we have hackers.
Watch out.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? What does uncompromised mean in terms of a drink? Like, it's not polluted?
Yes, so like they're not gonna compromise on ingredients to save money or to cut costs. Uncompromised.
Yeah. That's why you paid $50 for that.
Yeah.
$100.
I paid $150 for this. I thought it was a good deal.
Yeah.
It's at the corner shop. You know the corner shop, you have to spend more.
Right. I mean, my White Claw was only $3.50.
Did we check out with the same person?
No, I think a different guy came out afterwards. You weren't looking. You were looking at something else.
Was he wearing a sheriff's hat?
Yeah.
Like an oversized one?
Yeah.
It looked comical.
It was like like Doug Dimmadome.
And then
owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
and then I complimented him on his hat, and then he gave me kind of like a shrug, and he was like kind of mean.
Yeah, he like furrowed his brow a bit and then like typed a couple extra numbers on the
Fuck, I did that to myself.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be $150, but I think he accidentally charged you $150.
And I'm too nice to like
to say anything.
So
and I saw something, but I was like, well, I already checked out. I can't intervene. You know, the penal code 69420
of impersonating a shopper.
Yeah.
You can't impersonate a shopper that's already done shopping.
Right.
You can't shop twice.
Once you have your receipt, you can't shop somewhere legally for up to an hour. You have to wait. So I didn't want to breach.
So there's a lot of people outside just waiting in front of the store going like, I can't wait to shop again. With their receipt.
You imagine? And the receipts have the time on them, so it's like their security's like checking receipt times at the door.
It's been an hour, you're good to go. It's like a carnival ride.
Yeah.
They're like, yippee!
Whee!
I'll finally be able to get those apple sauces.
Oh my god.
That
That would be a really funny skit.
would be a funny skit. Because people treat...
Write it down! I'm typing on a typewriter.
I'm like, wow, your laptop just turned into a typewriter all of a sudden.
Typewriters are really cool.
I love typewriters. Even like 1980s typewriters.
Yeah. I remember my dad growing up, like...
Did I say 1980s?
Yeah.
I meant like 70s or 60s. I don't know.
I just completely ignored it.
Okay. But it looked like there was a typewriter that I had that had a keyboard.
And it said 1980s.
It said 1980s typewriter. Mary, you're okay. Have faith in yourself. Be independent. Don't compromise.
And you were like...
Anyway, go on.
I remember my dad's office when I was a kid had a typewriter. And I would go in there and I'd be like...
And you would waste ink and paper.
The secretary never said anything.
The secretariat? The worst.
Her name was Barbara.
Wow, what a
like
secretary
literally
name. That is the secretary name.
I think so.
Barb.
I feel like I remember her being nice. I don't remember, but she let me fuck with the typewriter.
I mean, yeah, she probably heard it in the background. Like she could hear you going ding and then ding, 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 ding. And she's like, just control yourself.
And because I feel like it was, well, it's just weird. I don't know why they had a typewriter. This was like the early 2000s.
Yeah, it was a dental office, right?
Yeah, it was a dental lab. So like, she had a computer. So maybe it was like defunct and it was just in the, because I remember it was like in the break room.
It was an antique that she had from her family.
And I was like,
it's like Abraham Lincoln's like typewriter, and you're like, ding, ding.
I'm like,
poopy. You're like,
poopy, stinky.
You break off a piece and you like put it in a plant next.
That's something I would have done too as a kid.
Oh, for sure.
I would have been like,
it's gone now. Out of sight, out of mind.
Oh my God, I used to play with electrical outlets when I was a kid.
Like, did you ever get shocked?
No.
What would you do with them? Would you dress them up? like put like a
little dress.
Little dress. You put like a mustache on it, like a top hat.
I don't know. I just loved electrical outlets. I also used to spray my mom's shaving cream all over the shower. So I mean, I feel like this isn't a surprise though. Like this fits my character.
Yeah.
Because I would do the same things now if I didn't know that you have to spend money on things.
Yeah.
As an adult.
That's true.
Like if I knew that, like if I didn't have to pay for electricity or shaving cream.
Put it on the electrical. Yeah, just combine two passions. That's what you call creativity.
I would set my apartment. I mean, you know how my apartment complex is. I would set my apartment on fire if I did that. Those outlets.
Yeah.
They're scary.
Yeah. No. You remember the time I got shocked from the outlet?
And neither of us knew what to do.
Yo, I looked at you and I was like.
And I was like.
Because I've never been shocked before from like a outlet.
Like like a work appliance, like heavy duty.
It was a freezer. Like I got shocked by.
No, wasn't it the Vitamix?
It was the freezer.
Oh yeah, because we were unplugging it. Yeah, it was like a low boy freezer.
Yeah. And I was like, I looked at Chris and I was like, am I gonna die?
And I was like, I don't. Both of us were just like.
Yeah, we're like, I was like, that was a bad shock. I was like, I was.
We called Brian down. He was like, you're fine.
You're fine. Your hand's not black. You're good.
And we were both like.
Yeah, because I guess like it gets charred. I don't know. Your hand gets charred.
I mean, like your heart was fine, I think.
I mean, they say it can affect you years later.
This was like 2 years ago, so.
Come on.
I'm patiently waiting.
Yeah. You're like, I'm patiently waiting.
For Mary to.
So
I can collect all the money that we're making from this.
I'm impatiently waiting. I'm like,
you're like
patiently waiting. I'm like, come on.
I'm like, would you die already? I don't want to have to keep splitting the money from this with you. We're not making any. We're losing money because we paid for like a camcorder, and we're not making any revenue.
I'm like, where are you making money? Who are you selling?
I'm posting it to Pornhub.
Oh, and
I'm like censoring parts of us that aren't actually nude.
You just censor me out. That's the only way you're gonna get views.
I'm talking to this blob.
Yeah, just like sections. Anywho, so anything else like happened that's exciting this week to you? That was like.
I mean, I wrote a really good song today.
Amazing. Awesome.
That I was very happy with.
Chris is a very talented musician. You should listen to his stuff.
It's not true.
It is very true.
It's not true.
He's very talented.
No.
Yeah, it's true. Don't listen to him.
No! You're like, don't listen to his music.
Don't listen to his music. Don't listen to him. He's talented.
You might end up liking it. Yeah, don't do it.
Don't do it. You might actually really enjoy yourself.
Do you want to hear it?
Yes.
You're like...
I'm like, didn't I just say...
It was already open, like I was ready, but I wasn't.
It's like the meal that's like in a cooking show that's ready.
Right, it's my swap. I was like...
Yeah.
I genuinely wasn't. I think I listened to it when I was like walking to meet you. Okay.
Yeah, make sure that it's close to the microphone so everyone can hear it.
I hope this is loud enough. Oh.
I like the guitar work.
Thank you.
Couldn't wait to be free again, but you came back again. Woke up from a strange dream, a premonition, a boy and a dead tree, and you. Why did you come here? I was doing just fine before you came. You don't belong here. Get out of my head. Make it end.
That's it.
I loved that.
Oh, I just pressed record. I just erased the whole thing. I'm like, well,
No, that is amazing.
I think that is the best song that I've ever written.
That your voice is so like hauntingly beautiful.
I know. I really like. I really like that song. I called it Intruder.
It's beautiful. It's
Thanks.
gorgeous.
I was like, at the end, I'm like, so loud.
Yeah, it's smart. But no, I love the chord progression. I love the swelling.
The swelling, I'm
the
just bloated.
swelling. The swelling of like sound and music and your voice. Also, your voice is just beautiful.
Thanks.
Oh my god, I love that.
Thanks.
Yeah, I would like listen to that just like walking.
Yeah.
That is like a song that I'm just like, I could
You're
just like walk and just like, because I like those kind of like songs, so like cerebral, you know, like you're
Yeah.
in your head, because like it sounds like, you know, a song that's like you're in your head,
Yeah.
and like I love music like that. So good job.
Thank you.
That was amazing.
Yeah, I wrote it obviously about my mental health, which is probably why I wrote it today, because I called out of work. Yeah. So I think I was just like in that headspace,
Mm-hmm.
and also I don't know. I was thinking about like mental health and like depression specifically, and about it feeling like I wanted to personify it, like with the Intruder, where it was just like, because it feels like this thing that just like kind of shows up uninvited, like you don't really know, like you can be doing really well, and then you wake up one day and you're like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
guess who's here?
Yeah.
Guess who moved in?
Yeah, and completely random.
Yeah.
And it is like an intrusion, because it's like intruding on your progress and like where you want to go and like where you want to see yourself, and it just keeps like coming back, and it's mostly the same like kind of form, but like different variations.
Yeah.
It's like it can be very exhausting. And for people like who don't understand that, it can also be kind of disheartening, because like people don't see that.
Yeah.
You know, they see, you know, only the surface sometimes. So it's definitely a struggle.
Yeah.
And it is an intruder. Yeah. For
And it's hard too, because I feel like when I'm in that space, I just feel like I don't feel like myself, obviously, but like I just I feel like mean because I get really irritable. Because I think just like it makes me so exhausted that I'm like I don't have the bandwidth to put up with anything. So I get really irritable because I'm just like, and then I feel bad because it's like obviously I don't want to behave like that, but it's just like I can't help it. So that was like the part at the end talking about feeling evil, but like it's not me.
Yeah,
that's not me, girl.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I think I want to like try to actually record that one.
Yeah.
Or like record a better version that I can at least edit on the computer.
Have you thought about releasing an EP?
Yeah, I mean I have probably like a handful, a baker's dozen.
A baker's dozen.
I have enough songs that I like enough to make an EP. I don't have enough for an album. But I would probably make an EP and like post it online on Bandcamp or something. Woo!
Do it.
And I've been feeling more, or like, I guess feeling less like self-conscious recently about that kind of stuff. Like I still feel like I'd be really shy performing in front of other people, but like I would have never played that in front of anyone before, but I was like, oh, I want to share this.
Yeah.
So and I feel that same way. Like I want to post, like, not for the hope of like any monetary gain or anything like that, but just for the hope of like sharing art and like maybe connecting with people who feel the same way. Cause I know from my own personal experience with like mental health and with depression specifically, it's like, it can feel very isolating, but I think there's a lot of people obviously who experience it, and everyone's experience is different, but I think that there's like, you can still sort of connect, because I think a lot of people share that feeling of like, oh, sometimes like this mental health, whether it's depression, anxiety, you know, a multitude of any other kind of mental health diagnosis could feel like an intruder, because it's just this thing that intrudes and it makes you feel not like yourself. So I feel like a lot of people could relate to that.
Absolutely. I mean, I related to it.
Yeah. So, yeah, and I tweaked the lyrics a bunch. It was nice. I'm finding my approach to like writing music is very holistic. Like, because I presumed it would always be like, oh, like you write the lyrics and then you write the music, or like you write the music and then you write the lyrics. But I found for myself like it's like an interplay kind of thing. Because I came up with the melody first, kind of, but I was writing the lyrics in my head as I was making the melody. And making them kind of fit into the rhythm and all that kind of stuff, which was nice because previously it used to be very like, oh, like I wrote these lyrics and now I need to come up with a melody. Oh, I wrote this melody, now I need to come up with lyrics. But now it's like very like synergized. And I think it made it feel much more natural, because it's very hard, I don't know, at least for me, because it's hard to write, I feel like, good music when you're being too deliberate.
Yeah, like when you're putting too much into it's like writing too. It's
Yeah.
like when you try to write like any kind of novel or book or short story, it's like if you try to focus on it too much, like you just suffocate what the actual idea is.
Right.
You're thinking so hard that it's not about how you feel anymore. It's just about what you're thinking.
Right.
And then honestly, like, you know, sometimes that can also be rambling thoughts or things that come in and you don't really actually want to talk about.
Right.
And yeah, when it feels forced, it's not going to work. Like I feel like for me, like writing and stuff is just not. You just gotta like make it be natural. Yeah.
And it did. It felt very natural. Because yeah, at times, like if I focus too hard on it, I always stop. Like if I'm thinking, I don't know how to describe it. I guess if I'm thinking too much about it, I'll stop.
Smart.
Because then at that point, I feel like I'm not writing anything of substance. But I also am not of the camp that's like, oh, like I can only create when I'm like feeling it and the words just flow. Because I'm like, that's also not a reliable thing. I think it's somewhere in the middle where it's like, I have something that I'm trying to, because that's, you know, what art is. You have something you're trying to get to the essence of.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'll have like that feeling.
Kazoo night.
Excuse me.
That feeling of a sneeze.
That feeling of a, you know, you have that feeling, that thing that you want to get to the essence of.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I try not to write too deliberately. And I mean, I do a lot of like retroactive corrections. just to make things fit into the melody better, or like wording changes. Because I do most of my writing is like very stream of consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
I find that works really well for me. Because I don't like stray usually. It's usually just a bunch of word vomit though about something. So then I have to be like, well.
Yeah.
But I've been finding I can write music faster. And like that's not necessarily like that's not a thing that I'm like striving for, but it's a lot more easy now.
It's good.
I think because I kind of found my voice and my style. Because very early on, I was like forcing my own hand to try to just create anything, but it wasn't good quality for that reason.
Mm.
I had to kind of settle into what is me, and I'm still searching for that, obviously. But I feel like I found a good space.
Nice.
I guess I don't know.
That's awesome. No, I definitely and I've seen your growth, like just knowing you from when I've known you.
Yeah.
You sending me like songs that I was like, yes,
yes.
I was like, do it. I was like, SoundCloud. And then now it's like, yeah, I could definitely see that growth.
Excuse
and, like,
me.
putting your music out there and getting your voice heard, because it's important. Because you do have a beautiful voice, and I think it would be beneficial for others to hear that beautiful voice. So
Yeah.
follow him
On Instagram.
Yeah,
that's where I post most of my musical stuff right now.
Yes.
King Tortellini.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll make a Bandcamp. The nice thing is that I also like, because I have like design skills, I can make like album covers and stuff really easily.
Yeah, you can do it all.
I'm a one-man show.
One-man show. I don't even have to be here.
No.
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah. Okay.
It's your apartment. I'm like, yeah, leave.
Right.
Goodbye, love. Goodbye, love.
Is it better now?
Just came to say goodbye, love. Goodbye.
I'm back. It was rough over there. So
Like I went on a spiritual journey.
Yeah, I went on a walkabout and I came back and now I'm here.
Like I did ayahuasca.
I've seen so much. Guess what's over there?
Dust.
The other side of the room.
Dust. You get a feather duster.
Yeah, I'm like, whoosh. And like it just like it's all dust. You added dust and it's like end of the other side. Achoo!
But that's it though. It can't be too sincere. It makes me uncomfortable. That's why I write music.
Nobody says it better.
Nobody.
Nobodies. I got nobodies here. Nobodies. I don't want a body.
Imagine if you didn't need a body. What if it was just a head?
I feel like I would be a lot less stressed if
Same.
I just had a head, because I wouldn't have to worry about what I ate,
What I look like.
how people see me, what I wear.
I wouldn't have diabetes anymore because I wouldn't have a pancreas.
Oh my!
I wouldn't have an immune system.
You wouldn't have anything. You would just have a hat. I'd get a hat. We could just get into hats.
Yeah.
That's our hat.
And we could get necklaces, but we'd have to drape them over our ears.
That's a look. Let's design that. Our merch is just like necklaces with like earlobe necklaces. They're like, are those supposed to be like glasses? No. They're necklaces. What would they be called?
Earlesses.
Earlesses.
Oh my god, okay, if we ever we have to make a pact. If we ever get popular enough to have merch, we have to make earlaces.
Yeah. Earlaces?
Earlesses.
Yeah. Yeah.
Earlaces is like shoelaces.
Yeah. We have to get like a pronunciation underneath it. It's like earlaces.
But that's it.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it for today.
That's all we got.
Thank you for watching. Thanks for listening. I'm gonna cut most of that out, but I'll leave a little
snippet.
a little
Little.
in there. And who knows? Maybe I'll make a Bandcamp and post it, and by the time that this goes up, I will be famous and on tour.
Yeah, and I'll be blonde, and it'll be fried and look horrible.
Yeah, and you'll be my groupie.
Yeah, like, hey, Chris, remember me?
Chris, and I'm like,
I got your earlesses. I made them for you.
Ew. It's just ears.
Yeah, it's like crusty from earwax.
Ew.
And on that note,
Bye.
bye.